the Supreme Court, and so I know people by hearing us say the Supreme Court, there's two ways they think we're going to go with this. Because the Supreme Court has done two things recently. They got rid of Roe versus Wade, and then they got rid of the New York Handgun Law. And so for Roe versus Wade, when that information leaked that was going to happen, and we actually did a whole podcast. It's titled, like the main podcast is titled on abortions, and that shit. So if y'all want to go check that podcast out, you can. So we already discussed that topic back when the leaks came out. So the handgun laws. So I don't know if are you familiar with what I'm talking about?
Not the New York handgun laws. I haven't heard about that one.
So basically, New York had a law that went against our constitutional rights, and it has been a law for the past 50 years or so. 50 years of breaking our constitution in New York. And the law was that you could not get a license to purchase a handgun. You could not purchase a handgun in New York without proving probable need for self-defense. Meaning, unless someone's trying to fucking murder you, you can't buy a handgun in New York. Unless you can't prove that you need a gun to defend someone from trying to hurt you.
No. It's pretty fucked.
50 years of that law being a thing in New York, and the Supreme Court overturned it. And very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
That's a step forward.
Obviously, a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but no restriction on firearm. And we did a whole podcast talking about this. Fucking the gun laws and
yeah. That's why I don't really want to repeat myself on the shit.
Yeah, I mean we don't have to go much over that, but
much the same thing.
I'm just saying, like, that shit, I feel like it's definitely good that that the Supreme Court passed that, as well as Roe versus Wade. I know a lot of people were getting upset about that, saying that they're banning abortions across America, but that's not true. It's not true. Everyone was saying that the Supreme Court, with Roe versus Wade, they banned their constitutional right for women to get abortions. And so basically, from my understanding, and I'm not like I'm not insanely educated on this topic, but basically with that shit, they banned the law allowing all abortions in America, which, like we discussed on that podcast, they were letting failed abortions, born babies just sit there and die, right?
Yeah.
So they were letting even that shit happen. So obviously, that is not a good law. So the Supreme Court got rid of Roe versus Wade, which is a bad law. So now we can create a better one, where abortions are allowed under circumstances, reasonable circumstances that we can all come to an agreement on, because, or like when you meet in the middle, like type shit, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like X said on the interview.
Mutual agreement or some shit.
Well, not mutual agreement, but like X said on the interview, to create, you must destroy. To create anything, you must destroy. And if you want to create actual good laws around abortion, you have to destroy the fucked up ones. And that's what happened. So I feel like the two things that they did in the Supreme Court with the handgun law and the Roe versus Wade, I feel like as much as everyone's going to paint it as a bad thing and a step back, I think they were both two very good things to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can 100% agree with that. It's a step forward in the gun space. It's like, bro, they're still digging out the ARs trying to get rid of those fucking every goddamn week.
Yeah.
But I don't fucking know, man. I just do know that they're definitely gonna have to put up a fucking fat-ass fight before they start taking people's ARs, you know what I mean, or people's guns in general.
So this is how they would do it. And I'm telling you this based on how other countries have done it. This is how it's always done. They will convince everyone that it is needed and necessary to have a gun registry. Meaning that, and they're going to use all the school shootings and everything, the mass shootings, to convince everyone that we need to have a gun registry. So our government has a registry of every American that has a legal firearm, right? You might think, oh, what's the harm in that?
Which we already have.
No, there's not a federal registry. So basically, the reason why that would be the worst thing in American history is because the registry would be what is used to take our guns. They're not going to go knocking door to door saying, hey, give us your fucking guns. They're not going to do that. All they have to do is say, hey, you guys have to turn in your firearms or we'll send you to fucking jail. And they will make a few public figures and celebrities an example and arrest them. And everyone else won't want to be the one they make an example of. So everyone will start turning in their guns. And if you want to say, oh, I already turned my guns in, or oh, I don't own any, they already have a fucking registry. They know.
Every single gun you've ever bought.
That's what they did in Australia. That's what they've done in every single country that has taken away firearms. They use a registry. So that's what they would do. That's what they would do if they did take away our guns. They're going to make a registry. So if you hear that talking, if you hear people starting talking about, oh, a gun registry, just know. That's the beginning of the end of the right to bear arms.
Beginning of the end.